G'day everyone and welcome again to the chat. I haven't had too many jockeys on, but I'm having my third one on today. And joining me today is Group 1 winning jockey and Sydney champion in Nash Rawiller. G'day Nash, how are you?
Yeah, good, thanks Ben. Thanks for having me on.
No worries at all. First of all, I believe my editing with Sarah met you up at the Magic Millions barrier draw on the beach and asked you to come on. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, I spent a few weeks up there over the Magic Millions Carnival. We had a great time and caught up with her at the barrier draw, and she asked if an opportunity arises for me to come on. She'll try and organise it, and you finally got back to me, so it's good.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, tell me about that big day when you won this one, the Caulfield Cup back in 2004 aboard Elvstrom.
Yeah, look, it was a great day. Obviously, huge lead up to the race. We, I guess it was the start the story off. I sort of got an opportunity to ride him first up when he probably wasn't at all trained up for the race, but I rode him quiet and flashed home and ran third in a Group 3 race. And I just come back to the owners and sort of said, look, I think this is the best horse I've ever ridden. I'd love to stick with him. And probably at the time thought I wasn't a lot of hope of staying on him. But fortunately, the owners and Tony Basil must have had a chat after and decided to give me a crack on him. And we had a couple of unlucky when I say unlucky, nice sort of finishing runs where he didn't win. And, you still sort of feel like you're a bit vulnerable. But then he got up to his distance range and where he was sort of trained to get to, obviously being the Caulfield Cup. And, we won the two lead-up races and went from there. And, it was just amazing. You still remember now, I've just seen the horse in the mountain yard before the race. He was just primed and, trained in the minute and everything sort of fell into place.
Would you say that's been your most satisfying win as a rider across your career?
Yeah, it would be for sure. It was obviously my first major and, there was probably a lot of pressure on me sort of going into the race, but I guess, the great part was I was, very confident in the horse's ability and, the connections the horse gave me a lot of confidence too, which was great. And, I still sort of remember having a conversation with Tony before the race and we never had it. We kept it pretty simple, but I just remember in his words, he sort of said, oh, look, I'm not telling you to lead, but all I want to say is I'm not telling you not to lead. So, and as it turned out, he jumped a length in front. We just lobbed there and, got him into a pretty nice rhythm sort of once we got down the back there and he started to relax for me. And, the rest is history. Once he sort of got those few sectionals where he really relaxed and enjoyed the race and sort of didn't use up too much energy, he had a really good kick left and was good enough to hold off the great Makybe Diva.
You started your riding career in Victoria, but what made you make your way to Sydney to ride for Gai? How did that come about?
Well, it was obviously post Elvstrom, so I didn't really have a headline horse. I was just doing my best. I was getting good support from trainers like Tony Noonan and Ryan Mayfield-Smith, and no real headline horse. So it's difficult to. You're sort of trying to work out a way to take your career to the next level. And I was obviously, 27 years of age and I wouldn't say my prime, but just ready to really take the next step and try and crack it to the big time. And, I was riding with a very good strike rate. And I guess that caught Gai's attention. And I just got an invite to come up and ride a horse called Bentley Biscuit, first day of the carnival here in Sydney. And he won. And it just sort of snowballed from there. I think I had 4 winners for her that week. I also won on Maurice and Bentley Biscuit backed up on the last day and won again the TJ Smith. And just struck up an amazing relationship. It was sort of basically at the time, Huey Bowman went overseas. So there was a bit of a void there to fill in Sydney and I was able to take full advantage of it.
What would you say the main differences are between racing in Melbourne and racing in Sydney, other than the way the horses go around the track?
Yeah, well, anti-clockwise and clockwise is probably a pretty easy answer. But no, look, I guess both jurisdictions have their great advantages. Obviously, we all love the Flemington Carnival races like the Melbourne Cup and Cox Plate, and obviously I've been lucky enough to win a Caulfield Cup. But look, Sydney's I think really taken the next step over the last sort of 10 years to try and really fill a void. And I'd personally nearly go as far as saying they've well and truly done that. It's only time that once those races get that bit of prestige behind them, that they'll be probably seen in the same light. But surprise money's hard to beat, and we've got terrific trainers up here. the workload's probably a little easier for a jockey because we're not sort of expected to ride most days of the week. We normally just ride our 2 city meetings and might be a couple of provincial meetings during the week. There's plenty of trials and things like that. But, for me, it's just a really good niche. I've sort of, can have my weight spot on for the couple of metropolitan days a week and really focus on that.
You must be pleased with how well your son Campbell's going in the saddle down here in Victoria too.
Yeah, he's done a terrific job. He's always had the determination to take him a long way, and it's great to see that he's sort of he's up here actually with Gai on a 3-month loan at the moment, and I've sort of got to see firsthand his work ethic, and she's really, really happy with him. He's only been up here a week, but he's just a really determined little fella. He's he's got good natural ability too, which obviously is a very important ingredient. But I think it's how much you push yourself in those early days is where it'll take you to as a jockey.
Yeah, that's right. So you're from a famous racing family. So when your brother Brad and sister Stacey were all race riding at the same time, was there ever a bit of sibling rivalry at all amongst the three of you?
Oh, there definitely was. Yeah. We all sort of pushed each other, I guess. I was the oldest, and Brad's very similar to Campbell now. And myself in those early days were, pretty determined and things like that. And look, Stacey, she's sort of pretty sure she's 14 years younger than me, so she came along a little bit later, and we were sort of able to help try and guide her as best we could. And obviously, probably the time when she was riding, it was a lot harder for girls. So I think now they're really taking it to the next level themselves. They've sort of I think it's fair to say they've got a lot more respect in the racing community now. They get a lot more opportunities, and they're doing the job very well. So, but look, she did a great job. She enjoyed it, and it was great to see her sort of follow her dream and have a real good crack at it.
You talk about the girls. Jamie Carr down here in Victoria is absolutely killing it, and in Sydney you've got the likes of Kathy O'Hara and Rachel King too.
Yeah, there's some really good female riders around now, and they're popping up all over the world, really. And look, they you see the girls riding track work. They really have a knack with getting horses to sort of settle and switch off, and that kind hand is often really suits a lot of horses. So it's been obviously working very well for them.
It must have been good to get another Group 1 winner aboard Eduardo in the Galaxy last Saturday, and the horse itself has a pretty cool backstory too, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, he's he's a 7-year-old. He's very lightly raced. He's shown tons of ability in Melbourne, and sort of, I'm not too certain what exactly really happened to him, because he's shown no signs of it now. He's sort of the rejuvenated racehorse who feels like he's 4. So he was obviously really well handled down there, and obviously there may have been an issue there with him at some stage, and that's sort of probably why he stopped racing for that 18 months. But you'd have to say it's worked wonders, because he's just come back this preparation especially, he's come back better than ever, and he's such a more focused racehorse, and he's just got a tremendous cruising speed. He runs great sectionals and makes it hard for horse to get past him. And when they sort of probably do try and attack him, he's got that cruising speed that sort of really drags it out of him. So he's the last one standing.
Away from racing, what does Nash Rawiller like to do?
I've always loved me fishing, and play golf a little bit, things like that. But there's plenty of things I like to sort of try and keep myself busy with. But if ever I can get out for a fish, that's probably my main release.
Talking about fishing, have you ever had the privilege of going out fishing with Mr. Ride That Fish himself, Mr. Bobby Alissa? I always see his Facebook videos.
Yeah, look, he's a great mate. Good character. He's a bit of fun to go out in a boat with, that's for sure. I get out with him quite a bit. He's actually based now in the Gold Coast there at the moment, but riding in Brisbane. But look, whenever I got an opportunity to here in Sydney, I'd sort of get out with him a bit, and he's pretty bloody good at what he does. He's got it worked right out, and spends a lot of time on the water.
Just one last one, Nash. What's the most exotic or interesting country that you've ridden in, and why?
Yeah, I guess probably Mauritius. I think I went over there for a invitation race and was really taken by their racing. They've got huge crowds, and their racing's extremely important to them. Like it's like every weekend's a grand final of footy here in Sydney or Melbourne. So yeah, it was quite intriguing to sort of go over there and ride. And I actually had the fortune to ride a few winners there and for the weekend, and it was quite an experience. Spent a week there, and it was good fun.
All right, Nash, thanks very much for joining me today, and good luck moving forward.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. Yeah, I've got a bit of a month suspension at the moment, so I've got an appeal pending, which I hope I have a little bit of success there, but not a great time of the year to be out. It's all the big races on at the moment, so it's pretty disappointing. But life goes on. We'll bounce back.